Poot poot poot!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode on Why Am I Doing This to Myself? I genuinely don't know. I've just finished watching the new Minions and Monsters movie, and for every single Minions fan, you can go and watch it. It's made for you. It's the same formula, just more Minions.
I think my phone's broken. I pressed the home button and I'm still at work.
But what the hell, boy?
You know, because I like animation, most of the people when I talk with them, they give me this argument that it's not made for you because it's animation, it's a kids movie. And I believe this is a very shitty argument. Just because it's made for kids or families doesn't mean you shouldn't care and you shouldn't put some interest, because there are so many good examples of family movies that care. Like most of the Disney movies, most of the DreamWorks movies, there are so many movies that are considered great because they cared. And just because it's a family movie doesn't mean you can do whatever. Somebody should send that memo to Illumination because they do exactly the opposite.
Bahama medley. No, it's from the Bahamas. All of them. Look. Oh, it's so yummy.
They do kids movies, they know it, and they are pretty proud of it because they keep doing it. And again, when it comes to the Minions franchise, even though I don't like that argument that it's not made for you, I don't think the Minions franchise is made for me. Why? Because I don't find funny yellow Tic Tacs speaking gibberish or Spanish or whatever language they are speaking. It's not funny, at least not for me. But if it's funny for you, go on, watch it, enjoy it. I can't judge you, and I will not judge you. It's, at the end of the day, a decently mediocre Minions movie.
Hey, teeny tiny Bobby! Stop manhandling me, you big weirdo!
Nothing more, nothing less, and it's a shame. Why? Because when we talk about the Despicable Me franchise, which, if you sit and think about, Despicable Me franchise is the longest cinematic animated franchise that we got, honestly. I mean, Shrek has what? 4 movies and 2 Puss in Boots movies? That makes 6 movies. But Despicable Me has 4 movies and 3 Minions movies, so 7 movies. Despicable Me 1. At least until next year when Shrek will be back, but I actually kinda like most of the Shrek movies. But on the other hand, Illumination, I don't quite like them at all. Why? Because they keep doing, as I said, mediocre movies, but they get lots of money because they know how to do commercials and publicity and all of that stuff. But before we talk about Minions and Monsters, we should talk a little bit about Illumination. First of all, they are making a new original IP called Not Alone, and I saw the trailer. It looks like something Illumination would make, which it's not necessarily good, but we should appreciate the fact that it's original. And the director, Eric Gilton, it's the first time making an animated movie, so that's nice to see. New directors, new voices, but I don't like that spaghetti type of human design that Illumination uses. Honestly, I like it more when they do animals or whatever the style Mario has, but I can't judge too fast. Maybe it's gonna be a great movie, who knows, but so far it gives me the impression that it will just be another Illumination movie, which not the best impression. Also, when we talk about Despicable Me franchise, the first 2 movies, they were actually decently good. Why? Because it was the first time Illumination threw their hat in the animation game, and so they had to find a personality, they had to find something that would represent them. And god damn it, it worked. Because Despicable Me was a success. And so was Despicable Me 2, 3, 4, Minions, Minions 2, and now Minions and Monsters. They will just never stop. I guess once you get that mother posting on Facebook market, you just hit a golden mine.
I love these funny little yellow jandly bean pictures, XOXO. Actually, they're minions from Despicable Me, not jelly beans. You're despicable. Helen, you vapid slut. No wonder your marriage fell apart.
And don't get me wrong, I actually really like the first two Despicable Me movies. Why? Because they had genuine themes and they actually cared about the story. They took Gru and allowed him to grow, showing that there is another way forward, that you can choose to be good even if you had a miserable childhood. He learned how to love, and the girls were there to teach him that. In the second movie, Gru learns that he is also worthy of being loved romantically. Meanwhile, the minions serve as genuinely funny subplots, rather than overtaking the entire narrative. But now we need to talk about Minions and Monsters. Let's do one of those, this movie in 4 minutes. So, are you with me?
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here.
Okay, let's do it. The movie kicks off with a tour of the prestigious Hollywood Museum. A tour guide is leading a crowd of people past the statue of the Minions, but nobody actually knows who the fuck these yellow things are. So, the lady decides to drop some unsolicited lore and starts telling their story. Now suddenly we are on the open sea on some boats. We meet a minion named James, and James likes to write stories, which is weird because he only knows like 3 words. But by using the literal power of goddamn Lego, he brutally murders a Cyclops. Shortly after, James meets another minion named Henry, and they become instant best friends and immediately go on to kill a wizard, using the dark, unholy, magic power of Snowball. That being the bunny from The Secret Life of Pets, because I guess the budget wasn't that big on this one. But they also meet this minion named Ed, who is just kind of there for moral support. Also, he speaks in sign language, and that's kinda cute. Now cue the classic feel-good Minions montage of accidentally slaughtering every villain they try to serve, pretty much making the Minions the best heroes we ever got, honestly. In this montage we have things like the Minions feeding a pirate captain to a pack of hungry sharks, you know, classic corporate downsizing. Also, they casually decapitate the King of France, and also they wipe their yellow asses with an ancient Egyptian mummy. You know, standard wholesome family entertainment. And somehow the timeline glitches severely and they end up in the Wild West. They start following a random cowboy and end up destroying half of Hollywood in a chaotic rampage. And in this chaotic rampage they drop a metric ton of dated pop culture references that not even your grandpa would get, because who the fuck knows whatever Citizen Kane is. And they also face absolutely zero legal repercussions because laws apparently don't apply to yellow blobs. Cut to a smoky studio blacklot. A manic director is showing the exact footage to incredibly fat studio executives who run Hollywood and eat money for breakfast. They absolutely goddamn fucking love it, so the director immediately gets a blank check to push the envelope and puts the Minions in a new, fantastic goddamn movie in which they fight 10th century Vikings with 21st century chainsaws. Because historical accuracy is for fucking nerds. The Minions become massive A-list celebrities, they start throwing parties, you know, Great Gatsby style, swimming pools, bananas, all you can imagine, but then disaster strikes. The invention of sound in movies, which gets them instantly booted from the industry because turns out they only know how to speak high-pitched gibberish and Mexican. Who the fuck speaks Mexican? Now, at this point, the movie script completely fractures into 2 parallel, entirely unrelated storylines. Storyline A, in which James is determined to win an Oscar to fill the void in his soul. And what's the brilliant strategy? Well, you summon a baby Cthulhu to create the ultimate greedy cinematic masterpiece. Plot twist, the cosmic horror baby turns out to be the villain. Who could have seen that one coming? And storyline B, a minion named Dick, yes, that's his name, don't look at me, and the rest of the crew are trying to get this robot to smash a woman's rights activist. And apparently these 2 storylines that have nothing to do with one another, they all culminate in a spectacular final in which the baby Cthulhu betrays everyone, throws a temper tantrum, and summons an apocalypse of toxic orange slime. And just when all hope is lost, Dick and the rest of the minions descend from the heavens in UFOs, blasting the slime alien with lasers. Meanwhile, James manages to read the instruction backwards and unsummon the baby Cthulhu back to the Shadow Realms, together with these 2 other monsters that are not that important, also damn as fuck. James wins his Oscar banana, the crowd goes wild, and then comes the final psychological horror kicker. Apparently, the movie was made by the Minions themselves. And all this movie was just a goddamn propaganda show.
So, what you're saying is, I am now free to kick him.
What else to say about the movie? The animation, it's quite good. If you like good animation, watch any other thing. And in the end, you can watch this movie. The themes, well, the themes of being an outsider and learning that you are special in your ways are nice, but also how can you take a movie in which every third word is banana serious? Honestly, I don't think the movie is that deep into themes and making this a deep experience. This is not Ship Detective or Toy Story 5. No, this is just Minions. They don't expect you to care that much, and it shows because it's a silly, dumb movie with barely a plot that just keeps going from joke to joke, making you smile or in some cases even laugh. And let's not eat shit, I actually felt enticed, happy, goofy in some cases. It was not a bad movie. It's not insulting anybody. It's not trying to be a masterpiece. It's not trying to win an Oscar because it gave itself an Oscar. So I guess you won the game if you make the game. And it's fine. It's a fine movie. You will watch it once and then just put it on when the kids are around and you just want some daddy and mommy time and you want the kids to be distracted for 1 hour. But honestly, you can choose a better thing, you know, at least make them enticed. So that was my review stuff. It's a mediocre movie. What else can I say? Will I watch it again? Hopefully not. Who knows? But for now, that's all I can give, because that's all I get from the movie. Watch it. Maybe you have a different opinion. Write in comments, say that I'm dumb and you actually love the movie and I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you for watching. See you soon with a video of something I actually cared about. Hopefully. Bye.